Out automobile. Welcome to Start. The name GTO doesn't whisper, it never did, and in 2026 it roars back into the world with the same defiant energy that once shook streets, drag strips, and entire generations. The 2026 Pontiac GTO is not just a car, it's a resurrection of attitude, a reminder of what driving used to feel like before everything became quiet, safe, and predictable. This is Pontiac reaching deep into its soul and pulling out something raw, loud, and unapologetically emotion. The first impression is instant and overwhelming. You don't approach the 2026 GTO casually, you feel drawn toward it. The stance alone tells a story. Low to the ground, wide across the shoulders, planted like it's daring the road to challenge it. The hood stretches long and muscular, sculpted with power bulges that look alive under the light. This hood doesn't hide an engine, it announces it. The front end is aggressive but controlled, a modern interpretation of classic Pontiac menace. Sharp LED headlights cut forward with a focused glare, framing a bold grille that carries the spirit of the original without copying it. This is not nostalgia cosplay, this is evolution. Every surface of the body feels intentional. The air intakes breathe with purpose, feeding cooling and performance rather than empty styling. The lines flow naturally from front to rear, creating tension and movement even when the car is standing still. Pontiac designers clearly understood that muscle cars are about presence. You should feel the car before you even hear it, and the 2026 GTO delivers exactly that. From the side, the proportions are pure muscle legend. Long hood, short rear deck, powerful rear haunches that suggest rear wheel dominance. The wheels fill the arches perfectly, wrapped in wide, sticky performance tires that look like they could tear into asphalt without mercy. Subtle GTO badging reminds you of the heritage without screaming for attention. The confidence here is quiet but intimidating. The rear design seals the deal. Wide LED taillights stretch across the back, glowing with a modern signature that still respects the classic Pontiac look. A sculpted rear bumper integrates an aggressive diffuser, and then there are the exhaust tips. Quad outlets, dark, purposeful, and positioned like warning signs. When this car starts, it doesn't ask to be noticed, it commands the environment around it. Step inside and the world changes, but the attitude stays. The interior of the 2026 Pontiac GTO is built around the driver. Not screens, not distractions, but control. The cockpit wraps around you, placing every button, dial, and display exactly where instinct expects it. The steering wheel is thick and perfectly shaped, with a flat bottom that hints at performance roots. Behind it, solid metal paddle shifters wait for your command, cool to the touch, precise, mechanical. The seats are deeply bolstered, supportive without being harsh, designed to hold you steady when the GTO unleashes its full potential. Premium leather, Alcantara inserts, and detailed stitching create an atmosphere that feels both modern and timeless. This isn't luxury for show, it's quality for connection. You feel part of the machine, not separated from it. The digital instrument cluster is where past and future meet. You can select classic-inspired layouts that echo the original GTO gauges, now brought to life with crisp modern graphics. Real-time performance data flows effortlessly. Engine output, G-forces, temperature readings, lap timers, everything an enthusiast could want. Yet it never feels overwhelming. Pontiac made sure the focus stays on driving. The central infotainment system is responsive and clean, offering connectivity, navigation, and performance settings without clutter. Wireless smartphone integration, performance telemetry, and customizable profiles are all there, but the system knows when to step back. This car doesn't drown you in technology. It supports the experience instead of replacing it. Now comes the moment every GTO fan waits for. The heart, the engine, the soul of the beast. Under that sculpted hood lives a power plant that defines what the GTO stands for. In a world moving towards silence, the 2026 Pontiac GTO proudly embraces combustion. A naturally aspirated V8 sits at the center of its identity, delivering raw mechanical power without artificial enhancement. The sound is deep, thunderous, and unmistakably American. No fake noise, no digital tricks, just real explosions, real vibration, real emotion. The power figures are expected to be brutal, comfortably pushing beyond what earlier generations could imagine. But Pontiac didn't stop at straight-line dominance. This GTO is engineered to handle, to carve corners, to feel balanced and alive. A stiffened chassis, advanced suspension geometry, and adaptive dampers transform the car into something far more capable than the muscle cars of old. This is not just a straight-line hero, it's a complete performance machine. Brandt's engine options reflect respect for all types of drivers. A modern performance automatic delivers lightning-fast shifts, perfectly timed and brutally efficient. Where purists, a manual transmission remains available, preserving the tactile joy of rowing your own gears. The clutch feel, the shifter engagement, the mechanical feedback, all remind you why driving used to be an art. Driving modes dramatically alter the personality of the GTO. In comfort mode, the car surprises you. The ride smooths out, the exhaust quiets, throttle response softens. it becomes a livable daily machine, capable of cruising without punishing you. This duality is part of what makes the 2026 GTO special. It can behave when it needs to, switch to sport mode and everything tightens. Steering gains weight, suspension firms up, throttle sharpens instantly. The exhaust note deepens, reminding you of the power waiting beneath your foot. The car feels alert, focused, non-pyre, ready for action. Then there is track mode. This is where the GTO drops the mask. Exhaust valves open fully, unleashing the V8's full voice. Ability systems loosen their grip, allowing controlled aggression. The car becomes raw, responsive, and demanding. This is not a mode for the timid. It's for drivers who want to feel everything, who trust their skill, who crave involvement. Designed in acceleration, the 2026 GTO launches hard, pinning you to the seat as torque floods the rear wheels. 0 to 60 times challenge modern performance benchmarks, and quarter-mile runs remind everyone that muscle still matters. But numbers alone don't define this car. It's the sensation that stays with you. The sound echoing off buildings, the vibration through the wheel, the way the car surges forward with relentless confidence. Braking performance matches the power. Massive ventilated rotors, multi-piston calipers, and high-performance pads deliver stopping force that inspires trust. Whether you're slowing from highway speed or charging into a corner, the brakes respond with consistency and control. Pontiac understood that power without control is meaningless. Safety technology exists, but it doesn't dominate. Adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane awareness, and collision mitigation systems are all present, but tuned to remain unobtrusive. This is still a driver's car. The systems assist. They don't interfere. What truly defines the 2026 Pontiac GTO is its emotional impact. This car was not built to blend in. It was built to stand out in a world that often feels homogenized. Crossovers everywhere. Flagship sedan designed silent vehicles gliding by unnoticed. Then the GTO appears, loud, proud, and impossible to ignore. It reminds people why cars once inspired passion. The legacy of the GTO is enormous. It helped define the muscle car era, changed automotive culture, and became a symbol of freedom and rebellion. Reviving that name is not easy. Expectations are brutal. Fans are passionate. Pontiac knew the risk, and they embraced it. They didn't water the GTO down. They didn't make excuses.
They made a car worthy of the badge. Driving the 2026 GTO is an experience that goes beyond transportation.
It's about feeling alive. It's about connection. It's about the joy of hearing an engine respond instantly to your input. In a time where driving is often treated as a chore, this car makes it an event again. Picture yourself pulling into a gas station. People glance over, but dines a badge immediately. Others just feel the presence. Questions get asked. Phones come out. The GTO has always had that effect. It sparks conversation. It triggers memories. It creates new ones. On the open road, the car feels planted and confident. The steering communicates clearly. The chassis feels balanced. The power delivery is smooth yet aggressive. You don't fight the car. You work with it. It rewards precision and confidence. This is not a numb machine. It talks to you. At night, the interior lighting glows softly, highlighting the cockpit without distraction. The engine note deepens, echoing through the darkness. The road opens up, and for a moment, everything else fades away. This is what driving used to feel like. This is what the GTO represents. The 2026 Pontiac GTO is not for everyone, and that's exactly the point. It's for enthusiasts, but for believers. For people who think cars should stir emotions, not just meet regulations. It's for those who understand that legacy matters, but innovation matters too. Pontiac didn't bring the GTO back to chase trends. They brought it back to remind the world of something important. That passion still has a place. That sound still matters. That driving can still be thrilling. When you shut the engine off and step out, the ticking of hot metal fills the air. The smell of fuel and performance lingers. Your heart is still racing. That's when you realize something. Cars like this are rare. They don't come around often. And when they do, they leave a mark. The 2026 Pontiac GTO is more than a revival. It's a declaration. Muscle is not dead. Emotion is not gone. Legends don't disappear. They return stronger, louder, and more determined than ever.